there's also
yeah.
Emma, who plays Enid. I don't think I've ever been so protective of somebody.
Personal relationship. I think we also have a sweet little relationship.
Jenna Ortega may have just dropped the biggest hint yet, and fans are losing their minds. For over a year, the internet has been piecing together rumors, edits, and slip-ups, but what Jenna just said feels less like speculation and more like confirmation.
I think about her all the time. I only ever want to make sure she's okay and good.
This isn't another fan theory. This is raw, emotional, straight from Jenna's own words. And it could change everything we thought we knew about her and Emma Myers.
She must have that essence a little bit in real life.
Definitely. We get along so naturally. I'm so easily comfortable around her.
From the moment they first met, to the whispers caught on camera, to Jenna's shocking new confession, this story has become Hollywood's most dissected mystery. And now, with season 2 of Wednesday out, the clues are louder than ever. And if you stay until the end, you'll see the moment Jenna finally spoke about the dating rumors herself. And it's the confession fans have been waiting for. Before the press tours, before the edits, before the trending hashtags, Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers had their very first real interaction over a simple Zoom call. For Emma, this wasn't just any call. It was a chemistry read that could make or break her career. She's admitted she was so nervous that she accidentally cut Jenna off mid-sentence, stumbled through her lines, and hung up convinced she had blown her one shot. She even confessed later that she cried afterward, sure she'd ruined everything. But here's the twist. Jenna didn't see it as a disaster. She saw something else entirely. In her own words, I wanted to protect her. That one line sent fans spiraling, because this wasn't the usual Hollywood brush-off. From day one, Jenna wasn't treating Emma like just another co-star. She was reacting differently, more warmly, more personally, and that planted the very first seed. But that was just the beginning, because what happened in Romania would change everything.
I used to wake up every day in Romania, and before I was even conscious,
when the cast of Wednesday flew to Romania, they weren't signing up for just another job. They were about to spend 8 months away from home, away from family, away from everything familiar. Naturally, the cast bonded. But insiders noticed something. Jenna and Emma seemed to build a world of their own within the group. They weren't just casual friends. They had inside jokes, private conversations, and a rhythm no one else could quite tap into. But the detail that really made fans sit up came straight from Jenna herself.
I would do voice memos and I would sing her a new song every day, talking about how beautiful and wonderful she was.
She admitted that every single morning, she sent Emma a voice memo. Not just a quick good morning text. Actual audio messages, sometimes songs, just to remind Emma how wonderful she was. Then came the line that fans latched onto, I've never had that urge for anyone else.
I have never had that desire or urge for anybody else. Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Think about it. In an industry where co-stars usually keep things professional, Jenna was waking up every morning and choosing to remind Emma how special she was. Fans didn't see that as normal behavior. They saw it as devotion.
She's a real person.
But if the Romania filming planted the seeds, the press tour is what made those seeds bloom in front of the whole world. When Wednesday finally dropped on Netflix, the cast hit the road for a global press tour. And this is where the Gemma fandom exploded. In Paris, during an interview, Jenna pulled Emma into a slow side hug. Not a quick, polite moment, but one that lingered. In London, Emma cracked a joke, and Jenna's laugh came with her hand resting on Emma's shoulder just a little too long. And in the group photos, Jenna's arm naturally slipped to Emma's waist, leaning into her space like it was second nature. But then came the infamous whisper clip. Emma leaned in close, whispered something into Jenna's ear, and Jenna's face lit up like she'd just been told the funniest secret in the world. Her hand never left Emma's arm. Fans turned that single second into thousands of edits. Captions like, the way she looks at her, she's gone. Even the cast seemed aware. Percy Hines-White smirked when a fan asked about Jenna and Emma, and Jenna shot him a sharp warning glance like saying, don't you dare. Hunter Doohan tried to play it off. But when it came to Emma, the whole cast laughed and dodged the question. To fans, this wasn't coincidence. These were confirmations. And if the press tour gave fans fuel, the behind-the-scenes clips threw gasoline on the fire. When cameras weren't rolling, Jenna and Emma's bond only looked stronger. In blooper reels, Jenna stumbled over her lines. Not because she forgot them, but because Emma, off-camera, made her laugh so hard she couldn't focus. At the wrap party, they were seen dancing together, completely tuned out from everyone else, moving like they were in their own private bubble. Then came the candid photos. Paparazzi-style snaps of Jenna and Emma sitting on a curb outside the studio, sharing snacks, Emma resting her head on Jenna's shoulder. That didn't feel like PR. That felt like comfort, and one crew member even admitted they had their own private language. Piece by piece, fans started to believe this wasn't just on-screen chemistry, it was real. But then Jenna herself spoke, and that's when everything shifted. For months, the fandom relied on body language and fan edits. But Jenna's own words took things to a whole new level. On the Armchair Expert podcast, she admitted, "I don't think I've ever been so protective of someone. I think about her all the time. I only ever want to make sure she's okay and good." Let that sink in. That's not how you usually describe a co-star. That's personal, emotional, raw. Within hours, fans flooded Twitter, calling it the smoking gun. Edits, memes, and threads exploded across every platform. And when Jenna doubled down, repeating that she sends Emma voice memos every single morning, fans said it wasn't just friendship, it was devotion. But for over a year, Emma stayed silent. Until she didn't. For the longest time, Emma avoided feeding into the rumors. She didn't deny, but she didn't confirm either. That changed when she finally spoke. In an interview, she admitted their connection made acting together natural, easy, and built on trust. It wasn't a surface-level compliment. It sounded deeper. But the real chaos came from her live stream. Fans spammed the chat asking if she was dating Jenna. She paused, smiled, and said, "Jenna and I, we have something really special. It's hard to put into words, but she gets me in a way that's rare." That one line sent TikTok into overdrive. And then, the kicker. A notification popped up on Emma's phone with the contact name Jay. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans convinced themselves it was Jenna. Now it wasn't just speculation, it felt like confirmation. And with Emma's words out there, the fandom turned into detectives. When the hints and whispers weren't enough, the fandom went full detective mode. Twitter threads stopped being casual observations and started reading like legal case files. TikTok edits turned into elaborate timelines with arrows, captions, and cross-references. Entire Google Docs appeared, carefully cataloging every single interaction between Jenna and Emma since 2022. These weren't just shipping memes anymore. This was documentation, evidence, and analysis rolled into one. One of the biggest patterns fans noticed was how Jenna handled rumors about her relationships. Whenever a male co-star's name came up, she shut it down immediately. With Percy Hines-White, "We're just colleagues." With other male names, "Just friends." But when it came to Emma, Jenna never used the word just. Instead, she chose words like special, rare, and different. To fans, that wasn't accidental. That was deliberate. Emma's online activity only fueled the theories. After Jenna's emotional podcast confession, Emma tweeted, "Grateful for protective hearts," after her live stream, where she described her connection with Jenna as something really special. She followed it up with another post. Some connections change everything. The timing was almost too perfect, and fans treated those tweets like hidden messages. From there, the fandom started connecting dots that most casual viewers never would have noticed. They pointed out that whenever Jenna addressed male rumors, she did it with finality. But with Emma, she leaned into the language of rarity, value, and emotion. That subtle shift in tone became one of the strongest arguments for fans who believed there was more happening behind the scenes. And then came the debate that split comment sections wide open, the double standard. Fans argued that if Jenna had said those same words about sending daily voice memos, about thinking of someone constantly, about wanting to protect them, to a male co-star, tabloids would have immediately labeled it as a confirmed romance. The only reason people hesitated was because Emma was the one on the other end. For many, this wasn't just about Gemma, it was about how society still interprets closeness between women. By the time Wednesday Season 2 premiered, the detective work had only intensified. Fans dissected every new interview, every press junket, and every behind-the-scenes clip with the precision of forensic analysts. They compared Season 1 press tour interactions to Season 2, arguing that their chemistry hadn't faded at all. In fact, it had grown even more natural. Some even claimed Netflix itself leaned into the Gemma buzz, placing Jenna and Emma side by side more often in promotional appearances and interviews, knowing full well how powerful their dynamic had become online. Reddit threads exploded with frame-by-frame breakdowns of Season 2's episodes, with fans insisting that certain scenes carried extra weight because of Jenna and Emma's real-life bond. The stoic and sunshine dynamic between Wednesday and Enid wasn't just a fictional trope anymore. It felt layered, blurred between performance and reality. Every shared glance, every improvised laugh, every lingering touch was dissected, slowed down, and turned into proof. The fandom wasn't just reacting to Season 2, they were archiving it. Google Drive folders, Tumblr pages, and even fan-made documentaries started circulating, each trying to answer the same question. Are Jenna and Emma just close friends? Or are we watching one of the most carefully guarded relationships in Hollywood unfold in real time? And as the episodes of Season 2 dropped, the answer seemed less clear but somehow more convincing. Their connection hadn't weakened with time, distance, or new projects. If anything, it had only gotten stronger, giving fans even more fuel to keep building their timelines. What makes this story so magnetic isn't just the whispers, the fan edits, or the rumors, it's the authenticity. In an industry where nearly everything feels polished and manufactured, moments between Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers stand out because they don't look rehearsed. They look real. Hollywood has a long history of staged romances. PR teams will pair two celebrities together right before a movie release, flood social media with photo ops, and then quietly let the relationship fade once the headlines have served their purpose. Fans know this cycle all too well. It's why they've become skeptical, quick to question whether what they see is genuine or just another marketing stunt. But with Jenna and Emma, the details don't fit that mold. No publicist is going to advise their client to wake up every day and send morning voice memos. That isn't strategy. That's intimacy. Crew members who worked on Wednesday have even hinted at this. One reportedly said, "I've seen plenty of co-star friendships. This was different. They had their own world." That's a striking statement because in most productions, close bonds form and dissolve quickly. Filming ends, people move on to their next projects, and the so-called family created on set scatters. But Jenna and Emma's closeness hasn't faded with time. It's only deepened. That continuity suggests something beyond a temporary work friendship, and this is where fans see the bigger picture. Their fascination isn't just about whether Jenna and Emma are dating, it's about how society interprets closeness between women. If Jenna had said the same things about a male co-star, sending him daily affirmations, admitting she thinks about him constantly, describing herself as protective, the tabloids would have plastered the word romance across every headline. But because Emma is the one on the other side, the narrative shifts. Suddenly, the same gestures get brushed off as just friendship. That double standard exposes a broader issue in how relationships are framed in Hollywood. Emotional vulnerability between men and women is romanticized. Emotional vulnerability between two women is minimized. And that's why Jenna's raw confessions and Emma's careful admissions feel so groundbreaking. They don't fit the Hollywood script. They don't play into the familiar boy meets girl publicity cycle. Instead, they suggest something that can't be easily labeled, and that ambiguity itself is powerful. Fans are drawn to authenticity because it's rare. They don't just see two actresses supporting each other, they see a bond that feels unshakably real in an industry built on illusion. And whether you call it friendship, love, or something in between, Jenna and Emma's connection has already broken through Hollywood's carefully managed narratives. They're writing their own story, and that story is resonating with millions. So, did Jenna Ortega just confirm her relationship with Emma Myers? Or are fans still piecing together their own narrative? Between Jenna's confessions and Emma's rare but powerful words, this is the closest thing we've ever gotten to confirmation. Whether it's friendship or something more, one thing is undeniable. Their bond is authentic. And in a world full of PR stunts and fake romances, authenticity is rare and powerful. But now the question is yours. What do you think? Is this love, or is it the kind of deep friendship Hollywood doesn't know how to label? Drop your theories in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. And if you made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because trust me, this story is only getting bigger, only here at GossipSlice.